In the darkest days of the civil rights era, militant racists sought to destroy the movement. Their tactic was terror.
I still wake up hearing us scream. I still wake up at times seeing fire.
Foot soldiers in the battle for equality were assassinated.
I saw him lying there and screamed.
Children were sacrificed because of the color of their skin.
That picture of Emmett shows us the ugliness of racism.
Those who died in domestic wars, not just foreign wars, they made America better.
Those who marched and risked their lives created a new chapter in history. It was written with the blood of the civil rights martyrs. It was a time of reckoning for America. By most accounts, it was a war. The stakes were nothing less than freedom.
The civil rights movement was really a struggle to ensure that America would live up to its promises of equality written in the Constitution and Declaration of Independence.
On one side stood those who sought to abolish a centuries-old system of state-sanctioned segregation.
And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
These people literally put their bodies on the line to make our country something better. Many of these young people went into the lines then. It was very dangerous.
They clashed with an army desperately clinging to the last vestiges of white superiority.
The black man got a champion. They called him Martin Luther King. We called him Roosevelt. And if this nigger thinks he can scare the niggers out, I'll also inform him that the white man can be stirred up to defend what is rightfully theirs.
People was coming from up north, and I quote, they were stirring up problems with our niggers down here, and they didn't want this to happen.
As in any war, there were casualties, but only on one side of the battlefield.
We must never, ever forget that in our own country, during a short period of time, many of our citizens gave their lives in another war, in another battle. And these people, these martyrs, didn't receive any honors or medals, but they were fighting a war just as important as any war our country's ever engaged in abroad.
As the death toll rose, the oppressed cried out for justice. But the brutality did not destroy the movement's resolve. It only stoked the fires of freedom.
Every time the blood of the innocent was spilled, every time a worker was martyred, it exploded interest in our struggle.
The beating and killing of our clergymen and young people will not divert us. We're on the move now. Yes, sir.
On April 4th, 1968, a shot rang out in the Memphis night. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the leader of the civil rights movement, was assassinated as he stood on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel. The bullet that entered his face and exited his back made King a martyr. A life of flesh and blood that had taken on mythic proportions had come to an end. But while King was the epicenter and conscience of the movement, there were other martyrs to its cause. Men and women who died in defiance, children who died in innocence. This is their story.